Of this type, or the rum cream you do?
Alright guys, what we're going to show you here is a simple demonstration of how the juice was extracted from sugarcane back in the 18th century here at Appleton. Alright, so I want you all to bear in mind that we are not using donkeys in the process. No more donkeys guys. It's not as efficient as it is that we use today.
Hurrying up.
Alright guys, so the donkey walks around, the cane inserted will pass through the mill roller, which will press the sugar cane flat. So it's just going to press the cane flat, extracting roughly about 65% of the juice from the sugar cane. The mills that we use inside the factory currently will extract up to 98% of the juice. Alright, so 65% here, 98% in the factory. So the cane comes out now flat. When it is done inside the sugar factory, this is how it looks. So now it comes out totally shredded. Very small fibers. Right? These fibers we call bagasse, which can be used to make bagasse board. Right? So we know it as bagasse board. You guys might know it as particle board, compressed board, or chipboards. Right. So you see, we don't make board here, guys. What we make is sugar and rum. Yes, we do make brown sugar and rum because Appleton was originally a sugar factory. So we still make sugar, and the byproduct of the sugar production goes to milk. Alright, which is good. Now the cane fibers here, the bagasse, this is what we burn. So we burn the fibers to fuel our boilers, which provide us with all the energy needed to run the entire estate. Yes. It provides steam for the turbines, which run the distillery, the sugar factory, the estate homes during the harvest. Alright guys, so we are totally self-sufficient with energy. Nothing goes to waste. Alright? Everybody clear? Alright guys, let's move. Alright guys, what we have here is the sugar boiling pan. These are called coppers, right? And these pots are just about 300 years old. So they are the actual pots that was used to boil the sugarcane juice back in the old days. But not anymore. Too slow, guys. So just like how we're not using donkeys anymore, we're not using these pots anymore, right? In the pots here, the cane juice would boil for roughly about 8 hours. So it then becomes a very thick syrup, which forms crystals. So you boil the cane juice until it gets so concentrated it will crystallize. Well, that we call wet sugar. Right, so you get wet sugar after 8 hours. What we used to do with the boiling today is called evaporators, which allows the juice to boil in a vacuum. So boiling in a vacuum, it boils under a lower temperature. So now it boils quicker, taking 40 minutes. Alright, so roughly about 40 minutes to do the boiling. Once we have that wet sugar, the wet sugar is then placed inside a centrifuge. I have one set right here. I just come stand around. Ah, good. Where old man? You not too good enough? Yeah, man. Alright, so we have the centrifuge here. This will spin. It spins up to 1400 RPM. The wet sugar is poured inside. This will separate the crystals from the syrup. So it gives us molasses and brown sugar. The syrup is molasses, the crystals are brown sugar. Alright, so the brown sugar we sell while we ferment molasses to make rum. So from here we end up with 3 byproducts already. Alright guys, so you have the sugarcane fibers which we burn to give us energy, the brown sugar and molasses. Alright? And Appleton Estates goes back to 1655. Same location. Right in the valley here. Back then only making brown sugar. Did not start making rum until 1749. Right? So this year we're going 263 years of continuous rum production. The amount of land is 11,400 acres. All in the valley. 7,000 acres we planted sugarcane. The rest of the land, you have the sugar factory, the distillery, there's estate houses, a school, and a clinic. Roughly about 1,300 employees. Between 6 to 8% lives on the estate for free. Alright guys? You see the 7,000 acres of sugarcane that we have here just gives us about 20% of the amount of cane that we need during the 5 months harvest. Right? So over time the company has acquired more lands, around the valley, which we plant more sugarcane. 30% we also get from local farmers. Alright guys, there's a viewing tower up ahead where you can go and see a part of the valley, some cane fields and a part of the factory. So we're gonna just
They might be actually getting the water out of the cane.
No, I saw that, but I didn't know it. So, I got up here this fine, so. Might take me a second.
Alright guys, we're again. Let's take a look at that section. That section is our boiler. Right? So that is where we burn sugarcane fibers. It gives us all the energy. Right. Alright, then turbine generates it. Right? Sugar is not directly to the pipe.
Did bring